State Representative Alan Seabaugh here for a little bit. Hey, Mr. Allen, how are you today?
I'm good. How are y'all this morning?
Well, let's start with this. I saw a couple of, before we get into what happened, what didn't happen, what's going to roll over, what compromises might be on the horizon, I saw a couple of stories on the always reliable social media this weekend. Alan Seabaugh skipped sessions. What's up with that? Yay, nay? Tell me the story.
Well, I was there Wednesday. What happened? Basically, the state Democrats are coming after me for not being there Thursday, and I did skip Thursday. But fact of the matter is, there were no votes. None of my committees met on Thursday, and there were no votes on the floor on Thursday. So there was absolutely no reason for me to be there. I have a day job, which means, in Shreveport, and so I went back and worked in my law office on Thursday. I didn't miss anything. I did find it kind of interesting. The Democrats were trying to encourage me to be there, since I tend to not vote the way they like. I did find the attack a little interesting.
They wanted you there. They missed you.
Apparently they did. Yes, several people commented on it, saying that don't encourage him to be there. We don't like how he votes.
So where are we? Is a compromise on the horizon? Are the Republicans in the House going to be split on whatever is what's on the table, first of all, then you can fill in the blanks?
Okay. Essentially, what happened before we came in session, I know y'all are aware, we sent a letter to the governor saying these are 5 budget reforms that we want attached to any revenue bill. One of those didn't work out simply because it didn't have Republican support. The other 4 are still working their way through the process. One of them is the Louisiana checkbook that lets everybody see where every penny that the state spends. We're copying Ohio, which has an Ohio checkbook, which is a really awesome website. They put it up for $800,000. Louisiana is scheduled to spend we've already spent $90 million, and we're scheduled to spend another $30 million on our Louisiana website, which is unworkable, unusable, and you can't. Even as legislators, we can't figure out how to work it.
$90 million on ours, $800,000 on theirs, which is really user friendly.
And it's much better.
Well, because we have to pay for vacations.
2 of them are Medicaid efficiencies. The other one is a new way to calculate the spending cap.
Where are we on the penny sales tax?
Okay, penny is going away. One of the bills that passed yesterday would reinstitute a 0.25%, 25, basically 1 penny on $4, and that is the only Republican-sponsored bill that's still working its way through the process.
What kind of support does that have? And 2 questions: 1, what kind of support does that have? And 2, is it allocated specifically for something like TOPS, or would it go to the general fund?
It would go to the general fund. We actually tried to dedicate it to TOPS, but the way the governor set up the call, it does not allow for dedications. So it goes to the general fund.
What is your opinion on that? When we had Doty here last week, Ms. Doty Horton from Houghton, and she said that she didn't think she could go for that.
Well, she didn't vote for it yesterday. She's the one that objected to that one passing. I actually objected to every other bill that came up. Doty beat me and objected on that one. And she and I and a guy named Barry Ivy from Baton Rouge were the only members of the committee that voted against all 5 of the bills.
You actually want there's a report out today saying that you would like to see that penny stay on the books, but fall off in 2021.
No. That's incorrect. The Stephen Dwight's bill, the 0.25% was permanent. I put an amendment on the bill making it go away in 2021. I don't want anything to stay on the books. I opposed everything.
But you would want it to stay on for another 3 years.
3 years is better than permanent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was permanent. I put it on for 3 years just so we have another shot, and that's a different legislature. Maybe we have another shot to take it away in 3 years.
Did your proposal pass, fail? Where is it?
Yes. No, that was the only vote that I won yesterday that I wasn't expecting to.
And if it goes to the floor, would you vote against it nonetheless?
Absolutely. Yeah, I voted against it after it had my amendment on it in committee. I made it I amended all the bills yesterday, made them as good as I possibly could, and then voted against them all. And I'll do that again on the floor today.
Now they all hit the floor today with debate.
Yes. Every bill that's come out of any committee during the special session, they're all on the floor today. the tax bills, the reform bills that the Republicans are pushing, all of the tax bills. The only one that can pass without a 2/3 vote is the income tax. There's a bill that passed that's essentially Stelly. It's not called. They're not calling it Stelly, but it's essentially the bad parts of Stelly.
Does it have
removing the deductibility of? Now they pared it down. The only thing that it applies to, the only thing that if this passes, the only thing you wouldn't be able to deduct is like your property taxes or your any state and local taxes that you pay.
Excuse me, Alan. You said if it passes, does it have a chance?
Yeah, it does.
Now, here's
it only requires 53 votes.
Well, then here's my other question.
Proved to us that he can get to 53.
If the House of Representatives in Baton Rouge is so predominantly Republican, how does John Bell continually get all these GOP guys to go along with him?
Because our majority is not that big, and he only needs 9. And he can, I don't promise bridges. He can appoint brothers-in-law to the Board of Regents. I mean, he has a lot of tools at his disposal. He's proven to us consistently that he can get to 53 on everything except the speaker election. But he thought he had the votes there, so people changed their minds on him. He can get to 53. So I expect it to pass. We're going to fight it. We're going to fight it really hard. But I do expect it to pass. The other 4 are all a 2/3 vote, and that's a little tougher sell. Only one of them is really substantive. The one you were talking about, the quarter penny, which is $220 million, and then it has a removing some business exemptions from some of the other existing pennies that are already there.
Alan, our last 30 seconds. Any talk about cuts right now?
Well, actually, no. I mean, we can't talk about cuts in the special, but that'll come in the budget in the regular session. The special is just raising taxes and what kind of budget reforms we want to put on. But the spending cap bill that the speaker's bringing would be a new way to calculate it, which would have, if we had followed that for the last 11 years, we would be running a surplus right now.